Assalamu alaikum, shalom everyone. Welcome to the free astrotheology course. I am Dr. Yasharala. So let's pick it back up. We're going to continue with the Celestial Ship of the North by Emma Valencia Straighton. This is published in 1927, was published in 1927, and the author, this is volume 1. All right, so let's pick it back up, page 150, I think it's 154. Page 150. It's a very interesting number. 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 0, of course, is 6. So you guys may have noticed that we have dealt with 10. 10, of course, is 9. And then the 3, the 9, 6, and 3. Okay, so, but anyway, we'll get into that. 3 being the first perfect number, 6 being the perfect man, and there's more. But anyway, we'll get to it. Just keep the numbers in mind, and you can make a decision as to whether or not these page numbers carry a code or some type of signpost or signal. You be the judge of it. I'll just bring it to your attention. Okay, all right, so let's continue. Second paragraph, page 100. Second paragraph. So if you want the first paragraph, you have to watch the class number 2, the class the video right before this one, okay? So here we go. The Jewish glyph, of course, Jew is a religion, not a bloodline. Jew is not a nationality. It is a religion. Anybody and their mama can join, like we used to say when I was younger. Everybody and their mama, okay, can join it. It's just a dogmatic religious belief system, and ceremonies, okay? And ceremonies, that's what religions are. Ceremonies and rites, etc. Okay, so anyway, so the Jewish glyph, what else can we see from this? Because they're talking about religion, we'll look at religion with the definition that I just mentioned. That tells us the time frame. Okay, so if in fact, well, let's do the opposite. If they're not talking about a religion as we just defined, then it would have to be older than the time that the Solarites came into power. Okay, because there were no dogmatic religions at that time. Okay, all right, so let's keep it going. The Jewish glyph and Hebrew language are not original. What are they talking about? They're talking about the script, the pictographs. This is very interesting because the way I learned this years ago, I used to think that the Kemetic scripts were the most ancient. And then I learned something else from different sources that said that they were not, that it was the ancient Ibaryath or Paleo Hebrew or Phoenician Canaanite, however you want to refer to it. It's all the same. Well, now what do I know now? Well, it's all the same because the people are all Kemetic people, just different branches of the same tree. All Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, or all Aboriginal people, autochthonous people, or just Sabian Moors, however we want to refer to it. It's all the same. In other words, it's all just dialects of the same language. No different than we have the dialect. Let's say if you want to talk about North America, many dialects of English. There are many. Right? The dialect spoken, let's say, in Chicago, Illinois, is different from the dialect spoken in the South. Right? And then the Southern dialect is different from the dialect spoken in the West, in Cali. so on and so forth. Okay, it's just different. Now, could that also show itself in different spelling? Absolutely. Different vocabulary? Absolutely. Different idioms? Absolutely. Okay, anyway, so let's keep it going. Keep that point in mind. We are not talking about different people. This is the same family of people, like your cousin and them. Okay, baby kids and them. All right. So the Jewish glyph and the Hebrew language are not original, but borrowed from the Egyptian and are considered sacred. Okay? This is one family. Hebrew is composed of the hieroglyphs. We call them pictographs, right? There are three different eras. If y'all want to know more about the pictographs, you can buy my book 911 Ibaryath Rescue. It's a purple book. You can get it on Amazon or most of the, not most, probably all of the online stores. 911 Ibaryath Rescue. All right. So anyway, and it's not Hebrew. Hebrew, they just made Hebrew up. It's ancient Ibaryath, Canaanite, Phoenician Canaanite, or whatever you want to call it, like that. Okay. So let me, and also I have an online class if you want to enroll in that class and learn more. Give me 1 second, y'all. There's a link in the description area of this video. It's called, the class is called 101 Ancient Ibaryath or something like that. Go to, there's a link in the description area of the video. Go to, or you can go directly to our website, which is zionlawschool.org. So here's a copy of the book. You can go to Amazon. You can buy that if you want to learn more about the script, the ancient Ibaryath script. Okay, y'all? Everybody see it? So this is going to give you each of the three scripts. Okay? It'll give you the cultural context, all the meaning, and if you want to take a course, again, I think the subscription fee is $10. $10 a month. So it's basically almost free, right? Okay, so let's see. All right. Okay, so let's keep it going. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you guys in case let me show you the website in case you guys want to take that class. All right. Give me 1 moment. So I'll let it load up, and so let's keep it going until it loads up. All right. So Hebrew or ancient Ibaryath is composed of the hieroglyphs, symbols, and myths of the Egyptians and their gods. Okay, so of course that would be hidden, right? That's going to be hidden. So this is the website. This is the way it looks on my cell phone, on my mobile. So just hit the menu. Give me 1 second. I believe it's under the tab Courses Offered. I believe it's that one. All right. zionlawschool.org. Let's see. I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah. So there you are. So you'll see this photograph of me, and this is an example of the pictographs. Okay, guys. That's what it looks like. Right, take a look. That's what the script looks like. So you'll see that this is different from the block square that Ezra put together, right? Very different. There the pictographs are again, our logo. Okay, so there you have it, the Phoenician, Canaanite, or ancient Ibaryath. Hold on. Where is it? Anyway, the course is called 101 Ancient Ibaryath. Yep, here it is. 101 Ancient Ibaryath. That's it. All right, guys. So here you are. So just go here, look for this, and you can subscribe. Yeah, it's $10. Yeah, $10 a month. Y'all see it? $10 a month subscription. All right. No contract. Cancel anytime. So go subscribe and start learning about the script. Anyway, here we go. The imagery, allegories, and divinities found in the old Hebrew writings are Egyptian and appertain to the Typhonian cult. And appertain to the Typhonian cult. So the cultural context that we review in the book, so 911 Ibaryath Rescue, the cultural context, the symbolism, all of that is Typhonian. Okay, so for the Hebrew Israelites out there who may not like what I'm doing, well, here it is, full circle to you. And you have to work with it. You have to work with it, all right? The truth is the truth. And also for you Christians, or even you Jewish people who might not like this information, it is what it is. Okay, it just is what it is. Go research it yourself. All right, so let's continue. The Jewish, quote unquote, new departure and developments were made out of the oldest of all materials, originally mythical in Egypt. What is he talking about originally? Well, before the Solarites, the Amun-Ra squad and the Osirians, before they militarily destroyed the ancient Typhonians, who were those of our ancestors who kept the mindset of their ancient foremothers and forefathers, which was Circle 7, Clock of Destiny, and the natural law, don't harm or injure anyone, which means don't steal. When that mindset was still being practiced throughout the whole earth. Give me 1 second. When that mindset was still practiced throughout the whole earth, that knowledge was taught from one generation to the next generation. And it was done, one of the techniques, rather, was through stories. Okay, now that should make sense, right? Teach something using a story. The abstracts are concrete, and you can more easily understand it, regardless of how mature or immature the person's brain is. Well, the Osirians, the Solarites, took those stories and made them into gods, devils, and demons, or mythology. Let me rephrase that. At some point, those stories were remixed into mythologies. And then the Solarites came in and they remixed those mythologies into real histories or alleged real histories. Okay, y'all? And these would be the Bible stories, or all of those stories that were compiled into some type of sacred holy book for the solar religions. All right? Because of the biblical Heliotech is really a compilation of those same stories from other sources. It's the same stories. Okay, guys? The same stories. But anyway, let's keep it going. All right. So that's the oldest material, guys. The oldest materials are the stories that our ancestors used to teach Clock of Destiny, Circle 7, and the Natural Law. Okay, originally mythical in Egypt, I just explained that, but converted into the historical by the Jews. Oh, there we are. And so now this I accept as literal, but converted into historical by the Jews, by the religionist, Jeremiah 8 verse 8, by the Solarites, when they created those solar religions. Okay, they gave the masses of the people the solar religions, dogmatic religion. Celsus says, quote unquote, the Jews were a tribe of Egyptians who revolted from the established religion. No, not religion, from the established mindset. So the established mindset would have been the circumpolar zodiac, or stated differently, Circle 7, Clock of Destiny, and the Natural Law, do no harm, which means reckoning time, calculating time based upon Circle 7 and the Clock of Destiny. Or let me rephrase that. The Big Dipper, okay, the tail of the Big Dipper, and or together rather, Sirius the Dog Star in the south. Reckoning time by the stars, the circumpolar stars, okay? You can look at the Big Dipper and tell what time it is on a 24-hour basis, and also tell what season it is. Okay, you can tell time by Sirius the Dog Star in the south also. Okay, so that's the Circle 7. The 7 stars that make up what's today called the Big Dipper, which is the celestial ship of the north, which is the Great Mother Typhoon, which is the thigh of the Great Bear constellation. As that Big Dipper, those 7 stars, Circle 7, circle around the pole star, you're able to tell time. You don't need a watch. You don't need a sundial. You need no equipment. You just need to be able to look up if you're standing up. If you're laying down, you don't even need to look up. Okay? That's Circle 7. All right? And that is a mindset. So the celestial time cycles, I guess I really need to go over some of these time cycles. There are a lot. But again, Circle 7 is one of the time cycles. Clock of Destiny is another time cycle. Celestial time cycles, okay? There are many, many more, okay? And then the terrestrial time cycles. So reckoning time and reality by those time cycles, okay? And think about this. If you reckon reality by the time cycles, that means you're reckoning reality by your senses. That means a concrete paradigm, right? Yes, that means a concrete paradigm, not an abstract paradigm. So this is what they're talking about when they use religion right now. Okay? A drawing back to nature. A drawing back to Circle 7, Clock of Destiny, and the Natural Law. In contradistinction to a dogmatic religious belief system, okay? So let's understand the context, what they mean by this word religion, okay? It has two meanings. Or just like most other words, they have a denotative and a connotative meaning. All right, so the persecution of the Jews was due to their religion, was due to their mindset, like we just talked about. Oh, I skipped down. I'm too far down. Hold on. The Jews were the tribe of Egyptians who revolted from the established religion. Okay, do y'all get that? These Jews revolted from the mindset of their ancient foremothers and forefathers and chose to go with the mindset of the solar zodiac. Okay, the solar zodiac. Okay, so what's that? Again, in review, the mindset or the solar zodiac mindset, there are two of them, right? The one is for the ecclesiastical class or the elites, and they now reckon time, calculate time and reality by the sun along the ecliptic, along its path of the ecliptic. And they can manipulate all of this. They can add a constellation. They can add a zodiac sign. They've done it many times, right? Also, so they're reckoning time and seasons on a 24-hour basis, of course, by the sun. Seasons by which zodiac sign the sun is in. And then their time cycles are limited to terrestrial time cycles, particularly agricultural time cycles. Okay, these are the elites. All right, and then all of the other information that they're not sharing with the masses, they reserve for themselves in mystery schools. That's why it's called mystery schools. Okay, any other type of celestial phenomena, celestial time cycles, science, terrestrial science, they don't give it to the masses. They reserve that information for themselves in what they call mystery schools. Okay, so why mystery school? Because why does it light? Why does lightning come out of the sky? What are those flashes of lights? The people might ask. They don't know. Okay, so there's a mystery school that at those times would explain lightning and thunder, atmospheric behavior. Y'all get it? So they're just calling it mystery schools because it's a mystery to the people who don't know. So let's say if you go to school to learn how to build the materials required to build this mobile phone, well, they're going to call it a mystery school, right? Because do you have an idea how to build this unless you go to school and learn? No, it's a mystery to you, right? You didn't have a clue. Okay, anyway, let's keep it going. Their Jehovah, their tetragrammaton, can be traced back to the Great Mother. So let me show y'all this paragraph. That's right. So YHWH traces back to the Great Mother Typhoon. And y'all remember that the tetragrammaton in its initial rollout was feminine. It was feminine. Okay, and it was represented. The tetragrammaton was represented as an animal in various animal forms. All right. Now, some people might find that offensive, but that's just the fact. The tetragrammaton did not become masculine until the Solarites came fully into power. And then they made the tetragrammaton masculine. And because it's masculine now, they say it's a man, and a man does not have a womb. A man does not have a womb, so they said that the man, YHWH, is the generator, which becomes a creator, because he has no womb. Everybody see it? That's the remix. Okay, that's very interesting, right? The Tetragrammaton is a remix of the Great Mother Typhoon, the celestial ship of the north. Not only that, think about this too. So the Amun-Ra squad, the Osirians, right? Osiris. Think about that. Sun god, solar deity, sun god, four tetra, four tetragrammaton, grammar, as in letters, the four letters, Atan, Aten, the vowels are interchangeable, the sun deity, okay? The four letter sun deity. Aten. I did a video on that. Y'all can search it and you can find it. There's so many problems with this YHWH. Okay, on different levels of problem. Like for example, YHWH is actually Baali, Baal, but Baal is actually a sun deity. But if all you know is the solar religious dogma, you have been conditioned to believe that Baali is an evil god and your tetragrammaton is a good god. Well, in fact, both are nothing but the same solar deity, right? Baali is just the sun, the S-U-N sun, when it was in Taurus, when the zodiacal age was Taurus, okay? Anyway, let's keep it going. It has nothing to do with good or evil, except when used to control and manipulate and to dominate, okay? To move people. All right. Next paragraph. The 18th dynasty overcame the Sut Typhonian. The 18th dynasty, y'all, Ramesses II, was a follower of the Typhonian religion. So Ramesses II maintained the mindset of his ancient foremothers and forefathers, which was Circle 7, Clock of Destiny, and the natural law of do no harm. Don't injure anyone, don't steal. Those all mean the same. Y'all don't get tired of me saying it. I'm repeating it over and over because I want, through repetition, to help you to remember. Okay? I want to help you remember through repetition. So 18th dynasty. So now we're in the 18th dynasty. That means that we're still in the human dynasty of pharaohs. So the gods in all capital letters, of course we know that the gods is a fairly modern term. It's definitely not ancient, G-O-D. So the gods, the first line of the pharaohs, and then the second line of pharaohs were the demigods, the titans, the giants, and then the third, of course, the Han-Umans, or the humans. All right? So now we're dealing here, now we're in the 18th dynasty with Ramesses. What do we see? Ram, S-E, Ram, as in Aries. Let me show y'all. Look at the word. Do y'all see Ram? You see Ram here? And then S-E-S-E or S-E. So let's take a look at it. So Ram, S. Who is S? S, of course, is Isis. S is Isis, and then JC is named after Isis. Okay, so let me show you that. I think it's in, hopefully I can find it really quickly, y'all. So I'm looking in the astrology of the Old Testament, or the lost word regained. So give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it for you. And of course, Ram also, hold on. there's just so much information in that, and what we're dealing with right now. Give me 1 second. I just saw something else I want to touch on. Before we finish today. Give me 1 second. I haven't looked at this in a while, so I need to find. Oh, here we are. I see it in my notes. I have to find it in the text. So let me show y'all the text, my notes. Thank goodness for notes. Y'all see my notes? Do you see ES? ESSES? Don't worry about the double consonants. Since they're double, you can delete one of them, and you get ESES. So ESE. Ramesses. Y'all see where my finger is? Huh? All right. So let's take a look at this. Wow. Okay, so Isis, so this is referencing to the time when the moon was, well, the moon is feminine. So y'all take a look at this. Everybody see that Ra? It says Ra, the father, right? That's the sun. Mot, the moon. Mut, the mother. See, M-O-T, Mut equals the moon. Mut is the moon. Ra is the sun, because the moon is the father and the sun. So the mother is also representing Isis, who is Isis. Okay. And then Ra, of course, Osiris. Okay. And then it's going further into something else that, if y'all want to know more about that, y'all can read it on your own. So where is it? I don't remember what page it's on, but it's somewhere. I'm on what chapter? Page 10 in chapter 2. Page 10 in chapter 2. So you're gonna have to do some work to find that on your own. It might be in the paragraph. I just don't see it right now. All right. Oh wow, that's wild. I gotta read back through this. Ah, here we are. There we are. Y'all look at look here. Do y'all see? Isis. Now, I think on the next page, it's gonna show you how JC gets his name. Everyone see, so y'all can read that. Isis or Isis became, with their son Isaac, or Isaac, a star, the deities of Egypt. And these three lights, the sun, sun, so the central sun, the central sun, sun, moon, and star. So those are actually the only three signs of Freemasonry. The other three were added in by the Solarites to get people to believe in this Virgin Mary stuff. All right, and it was done through the Freemason organization. So they became the teachers of all wisdom and enlightenment. Everybody see that? These then are the three great lights: Mercury, wisdom; central sun, strength; and then the moon, which is beauty. Let me show. So to get the details, y'all are going to have to go read this yourself, okay? Everybody see? So these are actually the only degrees of Freemasonry. The other 30 were added, according to this author. Everybody got it? So, of course, Horus is the measurer and is the infant S-U-N sun or sun. So, of course, that's Mercury, right? If you guys remember. All right. So, let me, while I'm here, oh, here it is. Here it is here. Emily, can I have a black cafe?
Yeah.
Black cafe, no sugar.
Thêm một ly ạ.
Black
Black.
cafe, no sugar.
Cà phê đá.
Okay. So here you are, those of you who are interested. There can be no more than 3 degrees to Masonry. All else are spurious and purposely invented by Catholicism to create dissension and dissatisfaction. The 3 first and only true degrees of Masonry are universal, and when given under Hebraic rites, include all there is to the entire, look at this, all there is to the entire 33 degrees of so-called Masonry. Masonry that debars anyone on account of his religion is not Masonry. Y'all hear that? Masonry that enjoins an obligation to support the Virgin Mary is a fraud and no Masonry. Y'all see that? So in other words, the Catholics were trying to force all of the Solarites into accepting Catholicism. But we're still dealing with Solarites, okay? Still dealing with Solarites, external religions, okay? Which is not the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. So you have the criminals fighting to concentrate and control power amongst themselves. Masonry, not instituted by the ancient people, is worthless. Y'all hear that? Masonry, not instituted by the Sabian Moors, Circle 7, Clock of Destiny, and Natural Law, the mindset of our ancient foremother and forefather is worthless. And of no account, the sun, moon, and star are the 3 lights. But a sign has no ruling. And yet the 30 degrees of a sign were added to make up modern Masonry. Ancient Masonry is found all over the inhabitable world. In my opinion, he's talking about Circle 7 and Clock of Destiny and Natural Law, do no harm. Okay, circumpolar zodiac. Modern Masonry, this would be the Solarites, dogmatic religion, and their mystery school systems. Okay, so both of those groups, okay? Both. Those who know that the solar religions are a fraud, they reckon time, they calculate time based upon the sun its location along the ecliptic. Remember, it's a 360-degree circle. So where the sun is along the ecliptic is going to determine what season it is. Okay? And then, of course, sunrise and sunset tells you the days of the year. Okay? And then the sun, as it rises and falls on a 24-hour basis, you can figure out the time of day. All right? So modern masonry and ancient masonry is found all over the inhabitable world. Modern masonry, this would be the Solarite stuff, and but a small portion of it. Ancient masonry will last while the world endures. Modern masonry, with this 33 degrees, y'all, in other words, the Solarite system, the solar zodiac projection, modern masonry will die in derision as the disbelief in the Virgin Mary and Roman Catholicism fades out. And it is rapidly dying in all places where science and knowledge prevail. Okay, so this book was published in 1892. 1892. All right, I'm still looking for the Isis part. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna just look at a couple more pages, y'all. If I don't see it, I'm gonna go ahead and skip. But you'll take my word for it. Isis is Isis, and JC was named after his mother because he has no father. Right? Remember, JC has no father. And it's celestial. So this is why, but the author says it straight out in the book. You don't have to guess. Oh, yeah. Can I have more? Okay, thanks, man. Yeah, the author says it directly. Give me 1 second. So I drink black coffee, y'all, and I put honey in it, but I think I'm out of honey. So where is it? It's somewhere over here. It's somewhere in the 2nd chapter, I think. But anyway, if y'all want to find it, you can easily find it. It's right in your face. If anybody wants to find it, it's not hard to find it. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it's the next chapter. I know where it's at. I remember where it's at on the page. I have to change so that I remember page numbers instead of where it's at on the page. Y'all know what I mean? Because okay, so in the class yesterday, I talked about the Moorish titles that attaches to the land that have to do with man is thought made manifest from the soil. So here are the owls, the eels, the Allah, the Elohim. Okay, so the owl, eel. Y'all see that says Allah? And of course the Elohim would be the eel. And then the owl the Allah would be the owl. Okay? So these are some of the titles that attach us to the land, the Ah and the Il, short for Allah. Some people might not like that, but in the ancient Ibaryath language, we would pronounce Al as Allah. Okay, we would pronounce Al as Allah. It was actually spelled that way. All right, it's actually spelled as Allah. But anyway, I don't see it. Oh, wait a minute, I know where to find it. Give me 1 second. Maybe you're saying to yourself, Dr. Yasapa always goes off on a tangent. Hold on. So it's... I don't remember what chapter. Oh, I think it's 35. Somewhere around page 35. Well, that's where I just was. I don't see it. Anyway. Anyway, y'all gonna have to find it for yourself. Ah, here we are. Did I find it? Yeah. Okay, here we are. Page 47. Look at page 47. The bottom. Y'all take a look at that. So we'll begin here. The Lamb, or S-U-N, Son of God, and as Isis, or Isis, the moon, we just covered that, remember, is the mother, and he cannot take his earthly father's name. He goes by the name of his mother, Jesus, or Isis, or Issi ben Miriam. Do y'all see it? Everybody see that? Son of Miriam. Not son of Joseph. If you see that. Again, take the moons or months with the serpentine number 9. Of course, 9, the circle at the top is the womb, and then the little arm going down is the vaginal canal. Okay? The serpentine 9, why serpentine? Well, because it's a snake, and the snake represents the great mother typhoon. Okay, coiling up the tree. The tree is a tree of life, extending from the celestial North Pole all the way up to the celestial South Pole. Okay, so each coil represents a change of the pole star, according to the story. Okay, so this is what is meant by serpentine, or serpent. Everyone see? But the Solarites degraded and slandered the great mother typhoon, or the mindset and the symbols associated with the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, and made the snake evil in dogmatic solar religions like Christianity. Okay? So let's keep it going. And continue the circle from Capricorn. Remember, the circle is 360 degrees. So 3, 6, 0, or 9, 6, 3. And remember, 10 is 9. Okay? And remember, 10 is also the top cross. Okay, everyone see that? There's a significance of 3, 6, 9, and 10. So let's continue. And continue the circle from Capricorn and say Sagittarius. So I'm not going to go through all of that. Let me show y'all, and y'all can read through it and figure it out on your own. Maybe I'll come back to it another day. All right. Page 47 of the Astrology of the Old Testament, or the Lost Word Regained. Everybody see that? So again, the point I wanted to make as far as Ramesses II, we saw, well, of course, Ram is the Lamb of God. Ram is the Lamb of God. Aries, the ram, the zodiac sign. Ram, Eses, E-S-E. This is Isis or Isis, which is the moon. Okay? So, let me just do it one more again for emphasis. All right? So, I'm going to just read that, okay? The Lamb or Son of God. Jesus is the Son of God, right? He's the Lamb. And as Isis, the Lamb or Escheat and Son of God, and as Isis or Isis, the moon, is the mother. And he cannot take his earthly father's name. Why can't he? Well, he has no earthly father. This is celestial, right? We're not talking about flesh and blood. We're talking about celestial things. He goes by the name of his mother, Jesus, or Isis, I-S-S-I-S, or Issi, I-S-S-I, ben Miriam, son of Miriam, not son of Joseph. Okay? All right. So again, so now we're back to the Celestial Ship of the North, Volume 1. So everyone see Ram, Ramesses, E-S-E. Okay? That's Isis, the moon, referencing Jesus. Ram, Aries. Aries the ram. Okay? Clear? All right. So in dealing with that, we looked at 3, 6, 9, and 360 degrees too. Okay? And the 3 original and only degrees of masonry. All right? The sun, the moon, and the star. All right. The 18th dynasty, 1 plus 8 is 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. The 18th dynasty overcame the Typhonian Ramesses II. Okay? Was a follower of the Typhonian religion and must therefore have befriended the Jews. Why? Because we learned that the Jews were Typhonians, okay? So these are obviously people who rebelled and went into a religious direction. These Jews, okay, because Jew is not a bloodline, it's a religion, okay, organization. His wife, this would be Ramesses II, also adhered to this early religion, not religion, this early mindset, this early way of telling time and establishing reality based upon the stars, which would be circle 7, clock of destiny, natural law, do no harm. Okay, so Ramesses and his wife followed circle 7, clock of destiny, and natural law, circumpolar zodiac. Okay, let's just call them Typhonians. Okay, let's call the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, for now, for simplicity, let's call it Typhonians, so I don't have to keep saying it, or set Typhonians. Okay, the persecution of the Jews was due to their religion and to the fact that they placed the male element in superiority. Let's decode that. These Sabian Moors decided that they wanted to change the way they look at time and reality. They wanted to tell time and reality based upon things that were strictly limited to the earth. Where the sun is on the ecliptic or the apparent path of the sun, where it's at, and then base reality off of that. Okay, off of that, which would be agricultural cycles, right? Because of the seasons. And then introducing external gods that our ancestors never knew anything about. And because of that, they were ostracized. And what did they do with that? They decided to disgrace the Great Mother Typhoon, to disgrace and to degrade the Great Mother Typhoon, or the mindset that had existed for millions or billions or more years before that. So they were true rebels and renegades, troublemakers. Okay? They even went as far as raising up an external god. Nobody had ever heard of such a thing. And then they made this god a man. Okay, now how can a man give birth? That's the reasoning. Okay, but not only that, but everyone knew at that time that they were not talking about flesh and blood men and women, but it was Hermetic gender, right? The Hermetic principle of gender, law of gender, involved in transforming, reforming, reproducing, existing consciousness, the Hermetic law of mentalism, into different forms according to the law of vibration. Okay, y'all? So this was the issue. That's what's being talked about here. In other words, they decided to throw away science and replace it with dogmatic religious beliefs for the purpose of conquering people's mind and stealing their birthright. That's my opinion. Why else would you do something so dastardly and so cruel? The persecution of the Jews was due to their religion and to the fact that they placed the male element in superiority, the father and the son above the mother and son. There you have it. Y'all see it? Now again, it's talking about a mindset, not a flesh and blood father and son and mother and son. No. Mindset. A mindset of science that deals with the entire universe. That's the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. And another mindset that just deals with, like I said, the sun and where it's at on the ecliptic, and the seasons and agricultural changes, and a hatred for those people who are not pale or pale face. right? That's where the whole thing of enlightenment, you know, that when the sun is in the spring, when the sun is in spring and summer and about to transition in, or right before it transitions into winter, that's the kingdom of God. It's white. White is heavenly, godly. When the sun falls below the fall equinox, the days get shorter and the nights longer. The black is evil, right? The black is evil. And the sun on the winter solstice is said to be Satan, the devil, the adversary of God. The adversary meaning the opposite end, the extreme opposite end of the same line. So you draw a line straight up from December 21st, you get January 21st, June 21st, summer solstice. And the sun takes on the title of Christ. See, goodness, holiness. Okay, guys? So Felix Fortuna writes, papyrus from Elefante Island and Heliopolis show us that women had just as much rights in ancient Egypt as men. That changed with the Greek and Roman rule. Absolutely, because the Greeks and Romans were fully, if they existed the way they said that they are said to exist, they got their stuff from Egypt. That Egypt that we see today, so that's solar rights. Okay, so let me show y'all something. So I showed this, actually I learned this from, give me 1 second. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get a good one. So take a look. Do you look at the horizontal lines? Hold on. So these horizontal lines, those represent rays of the sun. On his head covering, those are rays of the sun. Everyone see that? There are rays of the sun. Ra. So in Christianity, you would see this as, you'd see this same image. Let me show you the same concept in Christianity. This is the Christian concept of rays of the sun. Okay? So this is the thorn crown. Those thorns represent rays of the sun. Okay, y'all? So both are, so what we're looking at here, this is the dogmatic religious conception of the sun. Okay? And the image that we just looked at with Egypt, hold on, let me find it again. So it's not the same image, it's a different image. So this is the image of the sun amongst the elites who knew that those dogmatic religions are just systems of control that promote fear and intimidation and ignorance. Okay, now here you're looking at a man who knows the science. Okay, there's no pain, torture, or intimidation depicted in this imagery. No, it's glory, right? Dignity and glory, power, depicted in this. Okay, so he clearly uses the solar dogmatic religion as a tool to control people through fear and intimidation and ignorance. Do y'all see it? See how it's represented differently here amongst the elites, the scientists and engineers, medical doctors and architects, lawyers, material scientists. Okay, everyone see that? Same concept, rays of the sun. Here's another image. These are not original, but you also see the serpents, right? Everybody see it? Now, let's look at this differently. So those horizontal lines represent, again, rays of the sun, the angels, the messengers. Look in the center of the head. Do y'all see the serpent? Remember, when the Moor stands up, his head becomes the celestial North Pole, and his feet represent the celestial South Pole. And remember, the Great Mother Typhoon is represented as a serpent, the serpentine woman or the serpent woman. So therefore, the serpent is in the head. Now, I'm talking about the ancient zodiac, not the solar zodiac. The first and real zodiac. That's why they have the serpent right there in the center of the head, because the head represents the celestial North Pole. Hold on. Does everyone understand? So, for example, like that, the serpent right in the center of the head. Why? Because the head represents the Great Mother Typhoon, which is the thigh of the Great Bear constellation, which is today called the Big Dipper. Everyone see that? The Great Mother Typhoon is referred to as the serpent woman. Everybody see it? And those lines represent the rays of the sun. These are human pharaohs. That's how I know. Because the Solarites came into power with the first human pharaoh, which was Menes, sometime around 4000 to 4650 BCE. So all of these pharaohs were Solarites. These were our enemies. Okay? They destroyed the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers and stored it away for themselves in mystery schools, in secret societies. Everybody see it? All right, so hold on, let me. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Pseudo-history writes, a mass education system, billions of dollars spent, millions spent, and they still can't figure out Jesus was son of King Herod. Burn all the books. All right. Okay, y'all. So let's continue. I forgot where I'm at, but let's continue. Page 150, last paragraph. About 2,466. 2 and 4 is 6. And then we have 6, 6. So we have 666, which is not an evil number. It means perfection. Do y'all see 2 plus 4 is 6? And that gives you 3 6s, 666. But anyway, let's say 6 and 6 is 12, right? And 12 and 6 is 18. 18 is 1 plus 8, which gives us 9 again. All right. So Amhotep the first. Amhotep the first. Let me see something, y'all. Hold on. Most of the time, I don't know what the numerology means, but I'm able to spot it. You know, I'm able to see it. And something just came to my mind. Let me see if I can find it. So I was just thinking about the science of 0 to 9. If y'all remember, we covered it several classes ago. The clock of destiny. Maybe it's volume 2. Yeah, I think it's volume 2. Hold on. Yeah. So A is 1. Hold on, let me take a look. Where is it? Amhotep. So 1 and 1. Oh, Amenhept. Amenhept. Okay. So Amen, Aman, Amun, Amun-Ra. Okay, Amun-Ra, another solar deity. So about 2,466, which, okay guys, this is almost 2,000, this is more than 2,000 years after Pharaoh Menes. Remember, Menes instituted or brought in through warfare the Solarite system around 4,650 BCE. That's why in the Ta cross, it's beginning with the bull or Baal. Okay, that's why. All right. The sun was in Taurus. Okay. So if you count that back, that's going to take you somewhere 6,000, 6,500 years ago. All right. But anyway, so let's move closer to today, approximately 2,000 years. About 2,466 BCE, Amenhotep the first of the 12th dynasty founded a special temple for the ram-headed god of Thebes. Osiris, the great celestial god of the Orthodox Egyptian religion. So now we're dealing with the solar zodiac, okay? This is not ancient. This is a knockoff. I know that's something that probably offends a lot of people, but this is a knockoff zodiac. It's a knockoff zodiac. It's new. The solar zodiac is new. Okay? The great celestial god of the Orthodox Egyptian religion was succeeded by the ram-headed god of one cult and by the Sebek Heps of another. So we know who Sebek was, right? Sebek is a remix of Sut the dog star in the south, who is the hour hand of the clock of destiny. Okay, y'all? Sut, remember, the Osirians remixed Sut into Sebek Ra. Okay, and then they put the crown of horns on his head, and then they called him Aries. Y'all remember? The zodiac sign Aries. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so Sut, well, here we are, Sut. Okay, Sut was god of the Nashi. Sut was god of the Nashi. So y'all see, we have already fallen. Why? Because they're saying gods. Sut was god of the Nashi. Who are the Nashi? The Negroes. Sut was god of the Negroes, the Nashi. And when he became the Aten, S-U-N, son, how about that? The god of the Negroes becomes the sun, the Aten, S-U-N, son of the horizon. Was especially worshipped by the Ethiopians and by Amenhotep III, whose mother was an Egyptian, and therefore a worshiper of the Aten, S-U-N, son. I hope y'all heard that. Aten, tetragramma, Aten, Negroes. Tetragramma, Aten. The 4 grammars, the 4 pictographs. Aten, A-T-E-N, A-T-I-N, A-T-O-N, A-T-A. It doesn't matter what vowel. You can replace any vowel, however you want to mix it. The point is, it is Sut. That's the point. It is Sut. The Great Mother Typhoon's first masculine transformation of conscious energy into a being that's primarily masculine energy. Y'all understand? Forget about the gods, devils, and demons right now. I just think it's so amazing how we are known. In my day, Brandon writes, Shalawama, doctor. Shalawama in Islam, Brandon, I self-law and master. In my day, people would always say, I know what time it is, right? Meaning that you are fully aware, you are fully conscious. You know what's happening around you, and you know what to expect. You know where things are coming. Nobody's going to beat you. You see everything. We say that. I mean, I still say it. I know what time it is. Or, he don't know what time it is. And here it is that Sut is the hour hand of the clock of destiny in the southern celestial pole region. And the southern celestial pole region, that region represents principles. So for our culture, the principles are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. 5, a 5-pointed star. Just like if you extend both arms out and extend both your legs out, it's a 5-pointed star. You can reduce it down to don't injure anyone or don't steal. Don't harm anyone. But Sut, I'm on this is page 151. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That's completeness, right? That's universal completion. It has other meanings, but that's the essence of it. Completion, perfection. So y'all listen. Listen. Sut was the god of the Nashi, the Negroes. That means that the Negroes are these Jews and are these Egyptians or Kemetic people or Kemites and Hamites. Everybody follow that? And Brandon wrote, you just drank the elixir of life. Man, most definitely. You know, I gotta put my my honey in it. But you know what, y'all? I don't know if y'all know this, but do y'all know coffee makes you lose weight? Yeah, coffee makes you lose weight. Well, it's a stimulant, right? But coffee really makes you lose weight. And I got to slow down because actually coffee will dehydrate you. And Coffee will dehydrate you, and the dehydration can make you look older, right? Because your cells are not full of water, so they may wrinkle. And of course, it affects your health. I have to be more conscious. I'm trying to gain weight. Hey Brandon, since I did that 45-day fast, man, I have not been able to gain my weight back. But most of it is just discipline. I just don't. I need to take better care of myself. Take time out to eat, and sleep properly. That's hard for me to do, to be honest with you. Okay, y'all. So Sut was the god of Nashi, the Negroes. And when he became Aten, the Escheat and son of the horizon. What is this Escheat and son of the horizon? Well, guess what? The initial trinity in the solar zodiac system was Horus, the baby, born on December 25th, or some people will say reborn on December 25th, right? And the sun grows up, matures at 30, which is the sun at the summer solstice. And then the sun, right, Jesus matures at 30 and begins his ministry, right? And then the sun begins to fall from the summer solstice, which is around June 22nd. It begins to fall. Its declination or elevation begins to lower. The days become shorter and the nights become longer. The sun continues to fall until we enter fall season. Okay? So now the mature man is declining. His body is getting older. Right? And then after fall comes winter. And things begin to freeze, degenerate, freeze, and die. So the mature man becomes older, and he eventually breaks down and dies, goes back to the ground, and the nutrients fertilize the vegetation. That's the initial trinity, y'all. That is the initial trinity. Okay, it was not the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It was the baby, the man, in his different growth stages: birth, maturation, and decline. Everybody see it? All right. So let's get back to Aten. So the sun at the horizon, Horus rising, horizon. Aten of the horizon was especially worshipped by the Ethiopians. So Ethiopians are calling Negroes, but y'all know today the Ethiopians will tell you in a hot minute, they ain't Negroes. They'll tell you that. All right. And by Amenhotep III, whose mother was an Ethiopian, and therefore, I know I'm not a Negro, right? Negro is a brand. It's a byword. And therefore, a worshiper of Aten, the Escheat and son. So who are these Negroes? These Negroes are actually Moors, autochthonous Moors, or Kemites and Hamites and Israelites, right? The different family lines. All right, so let's go. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Let's continue. Amenhotep III reintroduced the Aten, A-T-E-N, the four letters. The four letters. Tetragrammaton. Amenhotep III reintroduced the Aten or sun disk worship. It's right there in the word tetragrammaton. Tetra means four. Gramma, the four pictographs, the four hieroglyphs, the four letters. What four letters? The four letters that compose the word, or that spell the word Aten, A-T-E-N. Isn't it interesting that it's A-T-E-N? The 10 is in there, 10 is 9. Okay, and then we get the whole 963 or 369. Okay? And called the youthful solar god Atenefer. Atenefer. The youthful solar god Aten-Netin. Remember the original Trinity? Baby Jesus, mature Jesus, and then the dying man. Okay? The mother of Amenhotep III had marked influence on both politics and religion. There you go, y'all. Politics and religion during this period, foreshadowing the religious revolt that was impending at this time. Very interesting. Well, let's see what happened. The hymn of the 15th century BC to Aten was used in the worship of the sun disk as a symbol of God. Let me show y'all. Let me let y'all read that before I go into this. This is the paragraph I just read where my fingers are. So y'all take a look at that. Read it, please. I'm going to hold it up here for a minute or two. Also, y'all think about this. Nashi is the god of the Negroes, the god of the Moors. The Moors are the autochthonous men and women from Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Well, who are these others? Who are the others? That's why I tell y'all my suspicion is that it's Genesis chapter 1, created creature, the Neanderthals, the hybrid, the troglodytes. Okay, y'all can pause it on the replay to read through it. So now let's look at this hymn. The appearance is beautiful in the horizon of heaven, O living Aten, the beginning of life. Do y'all see how they are remixing or stealing, plagiarizing from the Great Mother Typhoon out of the circumpolar zodiac? Thou filleth every land with thy beauty. Thy beams encompass all lands which thou hast made. Thou bindest them with thy love. The birds fly to their hunts, their wings adoring thee. The small bird in the egg, sounding within the shell, thou givest it warmth within the egg. How many of the things which thou hast made? Thou created the land by thy will, thy alone, with peoples, herds, and flocks. Thou givest to every man his place. So you see, that's you'll see that in the Bible, right? It says what? Whatever you sow, that you shall also reap. Whatever you sow, your energy and effort that you put into planting your garden, well, that's exactly what you're going to get in the harvest, right? Whatever you sow, you shall reap. Okay? Thou givest to every man his place. Thou frameth his life. Okay, so you see, this is talking about nature and natural phenomena. Nature and natural phenomena. The Solarites, the Solarite religious doctrine, they don't get the natural phenomena. They get dogmatic religious beliefs. In other words, you have to be good. You have to follow the deity's instructions. And if you follow the deity's instructions, he will give you what you want. If you don't follow the deity's instructions, he's going to take what you have. He's going to punish you. That has nothing to do with nature. It's totally disconnected from nature. Do y'all see it? It could be springtime, and this man should be out working diligently in his garden. Okay? But instead, he might be doing something else that the religious leaders want him to do. Not taking care of his own self so he could be independent and self-sufficient, but he's working for the religion. And as a result of working for the religion to achieve their agenda, he's finding himself in a state of dependency. Why? Because he's out of harmony with nature. His dogmatic religious beliefs led him to a position of dependency. Do y'all see it? And now he can be controlled. All right, so next paragraph. Amenhotep III built a large basin or lake on which he launched a boat of the solar disk. Isn't that interesting? Emblematic of his worship, and called it Aten Nefru. It was a symbol of the young sun god Aten. His mother represented the boat as the bearer or the genetrix, which carries us back to the great mother typhoon, the great mother as the ship of the north or the celestial ship of the north. Do y'all see how they just plagiarized right from the circumpolar zodiac projection? They just stole it, okay? This is the bark or boat representing the mother who impersonates the Virgin Mary of the only one. Did y'all see that? They're saying that the Great Mother impersonates the Virgin Mary. No, it's the opposite. The Virgin Mary is a remix of the Great Mother Typhoon. All of this stuff, y'all, they just made it up. I'm going to show you the paragraph. Okay? So again, this is the bark or boat representing the mother who impersonates the Virgin Mary of the only one. The only one is the sun, y'all, if I remember correctly. She is portrayed upon the walls of the temple at Ra, at Luxor. So Ra, we know what time it is, right? This is still the solar zodiac projection, the solarites. Okay? So she is portrayed on the walls of the temple of Ra at Luxor as the earthly image of the mother who gives birth to a child, Christ or Messiah, representative of Aten's son. Okay, so this is Mary giving birth in Christianity, New Testament. This is Mary giving birth to Jesus. Okay, y'all? A remix out of Egypt, out of the temple, the image on the temple of Luxor. And then, of course, the Solarites got that story. They remixed it from the circumpolar zodiac projection, which is the Great Mother Typhoon and her firstborn son, Soot, the dog star. Well, the Great Mother Typhoon, which is the thigh of the bear in the Great Bear constellation in the north celestial pole, is the minute hand of the clock of destiny. And Soot in the south, which is the only one, the first begotten son, is the hour hand of the clock of destiny. So the Egyptians, these Solarites, remixed the clock of destiny and put it on the temple walls, as we just read. And then the Christians in the New Testament remixed that story. Okay? And they remixed it into a real life historical event with the Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary, and her son Jesus, okay, who has no father. According to the Catholics, of course, now you have Hebrew Israelites and some Christians will say that Joseph is the daddy. All right, but that's new. That's new. Does everyone see how this is unfolding? How we're going from the fable in the New Testament, all right, the mythology that is told as real history, tracing it back to the Solarites in ancient Kemet, not ancient Kemet, but because that's only what, 6,000, 6,500 years ago. Okay, and then how they remixed it from the ancient original zodiac, which is the circumpolar zodiac. Okay, the clock of destiny. All right, the arm of the Big Dipper in the North Celestial Pole region, the Great Mother. And then the hour hand of the clock of destiny in the South Celestial Pole region. See, this is how we tell time. Imagine if you're on a different time schedule than the rest of the world. Imagine that. Okay? The clock of destiny. All right? They took it apart. Okay? The clock of destiny. How would you manage your life without time, without the concept of time and a schedule? How would you reckon reality? Think about how limited, for example, most of the people, I'm going to give you an example that the black people can relate to. Let's say you live, no, let's look at it. Well, let's say you live in the hood. You've never been out of the hood. You've never seen, only thing you've seen differently is TV. Okay? So in the hood, you're going to think the whole world is a hood, right? You're not going to know anything about any other places or how life might be in any other places, or the rules or the freedoms that exist in any other places. So imagine now, take that example. Well, let's say you're a dentist and your whole life you spend looking inside of somebody's mouth, right? And then in the mouth, you're looking at a hole on some little teeth. That's going to have a lot, that's going to shape the way you look at life. That's what you do day in and day out. Looking at a narrow perspective. Well, this is similar to the mindset of the Solarites. Okay, the Osirians. I'm talking about the mystics. They're only looking at time and reality based upon the sun along the ecliptic from the point of view of Earth. And it's even worse for those people who are in the solar religions like Christianity and Judaism. Now imagine that narrow mindset compared to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, where we look at time based upon the entire universe. The North and the South celestial pole regions, and then the circle, the sphere that our ancestors drew around it so that we could create time. And we're looking at time cycles celestially and terrestrial. We have a much broader perspective. So therefore we can see, perceive, and experience more intelligent. Do y'all see what I mean? Because our perspective is bigger. Brandon writes, Kirk, what? Brandon writes, I thought that was an office phone ringing. No, mobile. Mobile. Felix writes, ancient Egypt, Mother Isis, and baby Horus. Right. Okay, so does everyone understand what the author is saying here, and that, first of all, is everyone aware that there are two zodiacs? Felix writes, Egypt god Sebek is Ursa Major. That's right. Ursa Major is the Great Bear, but specifically, no, actually, Sebek would be Sit the dog star. Sebek Ra. Sebek Ra is Sit the dog star in the south. So Ursa Major is the Great Mother Typhoon, which is in the Great Bear constellation, which is specifically the thigh region, which today is called the Big Dipper. Okay. But let me go to page 24. Yeah. So here you can see it here. Sebek Ra. Okay, and let's see. So, yeah. So go in the 24-ish pages and you'll see Sebek and Sebek Ra and all of that. All right. Let me go back. So let's just stop for a second. The circumpolar zodiac, north and south celestial poles, this is the original and ancient zodiac, which is millions or billions of years old. Who knows? No one knows. Okay? The solar zodiac that we know today came into being came into prominence around 4,650 BCE. Okay? And they were able to come into prominence through warfare. Okay, so we have the circumpolar zodiac, which consists of circle 7 and the clock of destiny and the natural law, do no harm, do no injury, or biblically speaking, don't steal. Circle 7 is the Big Dipper, or the thigh of the Great Bear, rotating around the pole star. Now it's Polaris. All right. Clock of destiny is the handle of the Big Dipper in the north, and the Soot, the dog star, the bright dog star in the south. That's the clock of destiny. Okay? That's the clock of destiny. So that's all the circumpolar zodiac. And then, of course, the time cycles, celestial time cycles and terrestrial time cycles. Okay? That's ancient, millions, billions, or more years old. This modern zodiac came into prominence through warfare. It was the Osirians who waged war against our ancestors, who maintained the mindset of their ancient foremothers and forefathers, which was what? Well, circle 7 and the clock of destiny. They reckon time and reality by the stars, which is everything I just said. Whereas the Solarites, the Osirians, and the Amun-Ra squad reckon time and reality by the Escheat sun that we see in the sky, the disk that we see in the sky. They reckon time and reality. In other words, they said, we're going to tell time based upon the sun. Okay? And we're going to tell what's real with the focus on the sun. In other words, they limited our perspective and our mindset to agricultural cycles. Right? To agricultural cycles and what we need to do during the seasons. Everybody see that? So they put a limit on our perceptions. All right? And on top of that, that ancient knowledge from the circumpolar zodiac, they hid it for themselves and taught it to initiates who could get into the schools. And they called these schools mystery schools, where they would teach science. And the masses of people got dogmatic religious beliefs or religious dogma that put them in opposition to nature, so that nature would frequently and consistently punish them. And that punishment, the effect of that punishment would be that they would suffer and pray more to this external God that does not exist, which gives the priestcraft or the elites more power over them, to rob them of their birthright. Do y'all see it? All right. Sometimes I feel like I'm repeating the same thing over and over and over again. All right. So, where are we? Oh, I want to go back to that. I don't know if I covered that. Okay. So here we are. So remember, the Tetragrammaton is said to be the generator or the creator. But the Great Mother Typhoon is the genetrix or the celestial womb. Okay? So let's continue. Let's finish this paragraph up. She is portrayed upon the walls of the temple of Ra at Luxor as the earthly image of the mother who gives birth to the child Christ or Messiah, representative of the Aten sun. In mythology, the Messiahs, right? These solar deities, Jesus is one, Krishna, Buddha, who else? Baal. There are many. There's 16 or 17 solar religions and messiahs, okay? So in mythology, the messiahs were always born from a virgin mother. Why? Because it's remixed from the circumpolar zodiac. The Great Mother Typhoon has no mother. Why? Well, one, because it's celestial. Two is because the Great Mother Typhoon is, in fact, the Hermetic law of gender in its function of forming and reforming existing energy, which is consciousness, which is the Hermetic law of mentalism. Felix Fortuna writes, repeat is the best way to remember. I'm glad you do. Thanks so much for that. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's why she said to be a virgin, because she has no father. Well, it's celestial, and we're dealing with the Hermetic principles that govern the universe. Okay, and consciousness always was, is, and always will be. There never was a time when there was nothing. That's an impossibility, because you can never, just simple logic tells you this. It is impossible to get something from nothing. So that cannot be the initial state of the universe. Can you imagine? There's nothing, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a Big Bang. Impossible. First of all, what are the laws or principles that were present that governed or initiated a Big Bang? You see how, when you think about this, it's nonsense, just simple logic? There had to be laws and principles that govern that Big Bang. Right? You can only get something from something. You can never get nothing from something. It's just an impossibility. Okay? But of course, they need to have evolution in order to have Darwinism and for the hybrids to prop themselves up, as being the pinnacle of creation, and therefore, since they have no birthright to any land, their excuse to rule is that they're the newest and they're the smartest and they're the most cruel and cunning, and which actually they aren't. It's just that no one else chooses to be that way but them, right? That's just how they are. But anyway, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Okay? So let's go to the next page. This mother was known as the maiden virgin queen. Mut Im Ua, Mut Im Ua, or Im Ua means alone, right? She had no husband and no father, so she's alone. The great mother is alone. And signifies the mother in the line of the Typhonian descent, circumpolar zodiac, right? Who gives birth to the only one. That would be Sut, or Sut rather, S-U-T, Sut the dog star in the south. The hour hand of the clock of destiny. The Aten disk, now we are in the solar zodiac, okay, modern. The Aten disk is the emblem of the divine. Now remember, divine means celestial, okay? They remix divine to give it a religious meaning in your mind. So you hear divine, you think about gods, devils, and demons. But divine means celestial, heavenly bodies. Or somewhere up there, right? That's divine, celestial. For the man of science. But for the religious man, divine is the Tetragrammaton, JC, Satan, y'all get it? Any of the gods, devils, and demons. And that's your reality. You see, that's how you reckon reality. The Aten disk is the emblem of the divine and only S-O-N of the mother. Now remember, the Great Mother Typhoon produces Sut, the dog star, which is the only begotten son, the first son to be primarily masculine energy. But it's not S-O-N, it's S-U-N. Sut is the first masculine S-U-N. In Christianity, the Aten disk is what? Divine for those who know the astrotheology, and only S-O-N, son of the mother. Y'all got it? Or mythologically, the S-U-N, or the horizon, which is Horus on the line, or Horus rising, of which this virgin queen mother, Mut Im Ua, is the physical representation of the earth. Okay, that's Mama Earth. So in the solar zodiac projection, the modern zodiac, remember, it's only focused on agricultural cycles. So that involves Mother Earth. Now, what else about Mother Earth, y'all? What else about Mother Earth? Well, we know that man is thought made manifest from the soil. Soil is land. Land is substance. Right? It's a well-established principle in law. It is a maxim of law that land and law are inseparable. Look in your Black's Law Dictionary. Look up land. One of the meanings it's going to give you is moors. Land and moors are synonymous. Therefore, moors and land are synonymous. That's Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Moors and laws, moors and law, land, air, and water jurisdiction are inseparable. Therefore, land is the substance and subject matter of the law. Therefore, Moors are the substance and subject matter of the law. This is why Moors, in the preamble to the Constitution of the United States of North America, the Moors, the people, have within them the power to establish and ordain a government. The executive power. We have within us executive power, and we infused that into the U.S. Constitution, the United States Constitution that I just talked about, the organic. We have within us legislative power, and we put that into the Constitution. And we have within us judicial power, and we put that into the Constitution, and we gave the foreigners, the colonists, sovereignty and the right to exercise those powers because we had them to let them enjoy in that context. Does everyone understand that? This is the substance. This is why a colorable man has no substance. Why? Because his father is a chimpanzee, right? The Han Uman, half monkey, half man. Genesis chapter 1, created creature. The Amorphodite, the Troglodyte, the Paleolithic caveman, the Neanderthal, the hybrid troglodyte niggers. Okay, y'all? I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just telling this, it is what it is. In my opinion, it's the Yaqub story. Okay? And that the human pharaohs are Han Uman. Human is a contracted form of Han Uman, the half monkey, half man. Right? Yaqub wanted to make a pale-skinned, colorable man. Right? That's right, y'all. That's colorable. Looks like a man, but is not. Doesn't have the substance. Is not made from the soil. Right? Looks like a Gucci, but is not made from the same material or craftsmanship. Everybody get it? So that being is colorable and non-descendable. It has no inheritance. This is the concept of color of law. And light is good and dark is evil. These are concepts that the Solarites brought in as part of their remix. Because in the circumpolar zodiac projection, the ancient and only real true zodiac, darkness is everything beautiful, everything sublime. And then light comes from darkness. Like JC said, right? What did he say about the darkness? Or how does the scripture go, y'all? And the light came from darkness and they perceived it not. I have a totally different understanding of that right now. Hold on. Y'all know the verse I'm talking about? See, it used to be that it sounded like they didn't realize JC was the Messiah by that verse. Hold on. John verse 1 verse 5 through 15. Yeah, and the light shineth in the darkness, yeah. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Look at that. Okay, y'all? Look, I should have looked it up in the Bible Hub, because there's many, so we could see multiple versions. Let me take a look. Yeah. Look at the NIV. John 1 verse 5. Y'all take a look at that. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. What does that mean, y'all? The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Berean Standard Bible. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Let's look at some different versions. King James. Look at King James. The light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. What does comprehended, y'all, mean? What does comprehended mean? And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not grasp it. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you something. I've shown this a million times, so it's nothing new. Just hopefully you can make the connection now. Maybe you'll see it. This is page 9 of the Circumpolar Zodiac, volume 1, page 9. Second paragraph. Y'all read this. What does it say? She is talking about the Great Mother Typhoon. She has been imaged as intensely black, her bosom bare, crowned with a golden pyramid, about which twined an immense serpent. Right? The serpent woman. Y'all see it? Night and darkness belong as symbols to very great antiquity. That's right, millions, billions, or more years old. Light and darkness, these were good things, y'all. Everything that you associated with holy and heavenly was light and darkness. Now, look at the next sentence. A superabundance of darkness. That's intensely black, right? That's the triple blackness of space from the Nation of Islam. A superabundance of darkness, metaphysically, is what, y'all? Light. And the light shineth in the darkness, and they comprehended it not. Next sentence. Darkness adopted illumination in order to make itself visible. Darkness adopted light so you can see it, so you can comprehend it. Felix writes, okay. Are y'all following? Let's go back to the verse. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not grasp it. And the light shines in the darkness. This is NASB, 1995. and the darkness did not comprehend it. Y'all, what's happening with this verse? Somebody put it in the comment section. It should be clear, right? Look at the Amplified Bible. What does that say, y'all? The light shines. The light shines on in the darkness. And the darkness did not understand it. So wait a minute, y'all. So the darkness can see light. And the darkness is intelligent to understand what the light is. Again, Amplified Bible. And the light shines on in the darkness, and the darkness did not understand it or overpower it or appropriate it or absorb it, and is unreceptible or unreceptive to it. Y'all, what is this talking about? Well, the Great Mother Typhoon, we already know who she is, right? The Great Mother Typhoon is the Hermetic Law of gender, energy. The Holy Spirit, religiously, the second most prominent of the Hermetic Laws, the first being mentalism. So what is this darkness? Why is it you comprehend it not? Come on, y'all. Put something in the comment section. Tell me, what does this mean? Why no one saying anything? I'm going to tell you why, because it's you. It is you. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and everything becomes dark, right? Your physical eyes are no longer receiving light stimuli. So now you're in the darkness. But you're still conscious, right? Now you have what? Your mind's eye. The mind, the Hermetic Law of mentalism. Right? Right? Obviously, that's obvious, right? Consciousness, the mind, dark, black. Now, do we create our own reality with our mind by what we focus on? What we have intense emotion towards? Absolutely. Absolutely. You might not want to accept this, but when you are manipulated through media, through the elites, they put thoughts in your mind, cuckoo bird eggs, according to the Hermetic Law of gender. They get you to believe it, and your belief in it causes your subconscious mind to create that as your reality. Well, your subconscious mind, folks, scholars, is the Hermetic Law of gender. Is the Hermetic Law of gender. This is the workshop of the mind that we're talking about, right? Okay, your subconscious mind controls your physical growth, correct? Your psychological growth. Of course, environmental stimuli has a lot to do with that, but ultimately, it's your subconscious mind, or the Hermetic Law of gender, that's controlling that. Okay? Close those eyes. Go to sleep. It's dark. You're in the darkness. Okay? You're in the mental world. And you don't even much know who you is. Because if you knew who you is, you wouldn't be out here worshiping and chasing after these external gods. You would know that you are thought made manifest from the soil, and that thought is the activity or function of the mind, which is the Hermetic law of mentalism. Yeah, you're clothed in flesh, and you have the limitations of a fleshly body, but the mind is boundless. The mind is timeless. The mind is ageless, but you comprehend it not. The light shines on in the darkness, and the darkness did not understand it or overpower it or appropriate it. Y'all, what does appropriate mean? Or absorb it, and is unreceptive to it. Let's go back to the Celestial Ship of the North, page 9. A superabundance of darkness metaphysically is light. A superabundance of darkness metaphysically is light. Darkness adopted illumination, which is a superabundance of light, in order to make itself visible, in order to make itself comprehensible. Let's move up one paragraph. At Sais, this is a location in ancient Kemet. She, this is the great mother typhoon, was bespangled with stars. And there she gave her mystic message. I am all that is. I am all that has been. I am all that will forever be, and my veil no mortal have drawn aside. In other words, don't nobody know who she is or where she comes from fully. Why? She has no father. And she got no husband. Where does she come from? Who knows? Do y'all see it? But we know. We're up on the game. This is the Hermetic Laws. The fruit that I bore forth was the S-U-N, sun. Here. So what are we learning from here? The Solarites got you worshiping the sun, which is something, and the sun is inferior to you. The sun is inferior to you. Remember, we're talking about energy, right? Our true selves. They got you worshiping something that you created, not created, formed rather. Hope everyone understands. Nobody putting anything in the comments section on this. Unbelievable. So what? No one understands, or you don't agree? What is it? You're not able to follow along? What? Well, anyway, I hope you have a better understanding of John chapter 1, verse 5. All right? The light shone in the darkness. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to look this word up for y'all. So let's look up, what happened? Let's look up appropriate. Okay, so they're giving the finance aspect of it, a legislative act authorizing the expenditure of a designated amount of public funds for a specific purpose. So that would be the legislative power, right? But let's get a different appropriation. This is in the Cambridge Dictionary. Appropriation can mean the act of taking something for your own use, usually without permission. Why? You need permission because it's you. In other words, it's you accessing and realizing you have this faculty of mind, accepting that faculty of mind, and then using that faculty of mind to your own benefit and to benefit others. Appropriation, noun. The act of taking something for your own use, usually without permission. You don't need permission. It's you. The act of taking something such as an idea, custom, or style from a group or culture. Well, we don't want that one. That's cultural appropriation. Let's see if they have other definitions. These online dictionaries are horrible. I mean, to be honest with you. So let's look in Merriam-Webster. Okay, appropriation, noun. You know, when I was coming up, it was not allowed to define a word using the word. And now these dictionaries, this is all you see. They're defining words using the word. It's a doggone shame. They don't have the definition. They're giving the definition using the word or a different form of the word. This is unbelievable. Y'all, this is intentionally making people stupid. Okay, they want you to guess the meaning of the word. That's the intent here. Make you guess or assume you know the meaning of the word. Let's look in Oxford. And you know, that's very dangerous to do that. Okay, so appropriation, noun, formal. So act of taking something that belongs to somebody else, especially without permission. They're talking about cultural appropriation in that meaning. The act of keeping or saving money for a particular purpose. They don't have. This is incredible. Cultural appropriation. Oh wow. Y'all, that's a doggone shame. Very poor definitions. But anyway, we saw it. Okay, appropriation. You take something and you use it. Okay, you use it. Okay, so what did the verse tell us? I like this so much. Amplified Bible version, John chapter 1, verse 5. The light shines on in the darkness. Light, metaphysically, well, let me rephrase. A superabundance of darkness is light, metaphysically. The Great Mother Typhoon is darkness. In fact, the ancient darkness is how our ancestors referred to what people call God today. Okay, so the light shines on in the darkness. Why? Well, it says darkness, or the Great Mother adopted illumination so that we could see, so that we could comprehend and use it, or comprehend and use who we are, which is what, y'all? Consciousness. Or let me state it differently. The workshop of the mind, the balanced solving problems and bending reality, creating reality, the future, circumstances, material things, health status that we want for ourselves and others by bringing the right and left hemispheres of the brain into harmony with one another, around 10 cycles per second brainwave, and then using our visualization and imagination faculties of the mind, okay, to solve problems, to do our thinking, to do our quote unquote creating, to bend reality. Okay, that's what this is talking about. The light shines on in the darkness, and the darkness did not understand it. You don't understand it. A lot of y'all probably killing the Christ in your head right now, right? Killing the Christ in your head right now, he don't know what he's talking about. I ain't never heard that before. You're killing the Christ in skull place. Remember, what is Christ? Christ said, I am the truth and the light. Anyone who wants to come to the Father must come through me first. But of course, the Father is a remix of the Great Mother Typhoon, the celestial ship of the north. Anyone who wants to come to the Father, anyone who wants to come to the Mother, who wants to come what? Back to life. Get your birthright back. Get out of bondage. Must come through me. Right? You have to know who the Christ is. Right? And JC said the kingdom of God is in you. I am the truth and the light. All right? And some versions render that as life. Y'all see it? The truth is that light has its origin in darkness, and that light is a superabundance of darkness. All right, y'all? And this sunlight is material. It's not eternal. Everybody see it? It's not eternal. All right. Whereas the darkness is pure spirit and eternal. Okay, so you should know who you are. Find out who you are. Learn about your nationality and birthrights. Learn Circle 7. Learn Clock of Destiny. Learn natural law. And abandon, run as far away as you can from all of the solar religions, including the Judaism, Hebrew Israelitism, the religious ones, and Christianity. Okay? Harmonize your life with nature. Learn about the time cycles, celestial time cycles, terrestrial time cycles. Don't limit yourself. Like, you know, when you're younger, the older men would say, don't limit yourself to one woman. Right? You're too young. Explore. A lot of women out here. Different countries, different women. They look different. They smell different. They cook different. Everything's different. Don't limit yourself to one. Right? I mean, I'm not the only one who heard that story. So don't limit yourself to only agricultural cycles. Don't limit yourself to just the sun along the ecliptic. That's very narrow. Open up your perspective. Start exploring time cycles, celestial time cycles throughout the entire universe. Okay? And then, once you're educated and you have experience, you know what's out here, then make decisions about what you want to do, or the woman you want to settle down with, or women's you want to settle down with. But don't just settle down with any women's in the streets. Okay? Anyway, I hope y'all have as much fun as I do because I really enjoyed this. For me, I feel like it's a privilege for me to be able to do this. Um, I never expected or suspected that this would become such a big part of my life or my mission or ministry, however I should refer to it. But here we are. And, you know, CM Bay says something that's sticking with me because, you know, when I was a young man, when I was a child, I wanted to be a lawyer and I wanted to be president. President, a U.S. president. No kidding. Until I found out about lawyers and, you know, how they are, and then that turned me off. But then I wanted to be a entrepreneur and a medical doctor, but in college I didn't have any money at that time to go to medical school. So straight out of college, I didn't go to medical school. But I eventually graduated from medical school. And this, you know, looking at what I'm doing now, and then CM Bay's work, Clock of Destiny, Volume 2, page 34, and 3 plus 4 is 7, which means completeness, universal completeness. Y'all take a look at that last line. And look what it says. All MDs are what? All MDs, medical doctors, possess what, y'all? Universal knowledge of the Zodiac. All MDs possess universal knowledge of the Zodiac. All medical doctors possess universal knowledge of the Zodiac. So if he means something other than medical doctor by MD, I don't know. But MD to me is medical doctor. I don't know any other. Okay, Felix writes, I enjoy learning as much different ways of thinking as I can. This kind of stuff fascinates me. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Felix. So it's not just me. I'm glad to hear that. So, but anyway, I kind of like look at it and wonder, well, I'm kind of amazed, I guess. Man. Because I haven't heard anyone, Bobby Hemmett I saw a video of Bobby Hemmett in 1991 talking about the mythology of the Great Mother, Typhoon. But he didn't talk about the astrology or the astrotheology. He only talked about the mythology aspect, right? But I've never heard anyone teaching the Zodiac. I'm sure there are people who are doing it. I've just never heard it. And so it's like kind of like an honor. I feel kind of honored to be able to do this. And when I read this, all MDs possess universal knowledge of the Zodiac, and I said, oh, well, maybe that's one reason why I can see it. You know, I can see past the solar Zodiac, which is new, which was brought in to oppress us and steal our birthright. I know that probably makes a lot of people angry, or I'm offending a lot of people because so many people came out of religion and went into the solar Zodiac, and they felt like they had found it. You know, they had made it. But I guess maybe information comes slowly, you know, from one generation to the next. Just imagine people who, let's say, in the 30s, they heard about religion. But then again, you know what? Y'all want to know what I really think? I think Noble Drew Ali taught this information um, uh, in his inner circle. I think he taught this information about the circumpolar zodiac in his circle, or maybe everyone knew it, right? But maybe they only wrote. Maybe they wrote in the literature uh, in terms of the solar zodiac because the Biblio-Heliotext is written according to or presenting the solar zodiac. So maybe they just followed that tradition, but taught or traced, you know, the dogmatic religion back to the solar zodiac, and then the solar mythologies and time cycles, trace that back to the circumpolar zodiac, the Great Mother Typhoon. So as a matter of fact, let me show y'all an image. Felix writes, in ancient days, the doctor had to consult the heavens to make sure they did remedies correctly, to make sure the gods could or would help or not help. Oh, that's a good point. Thanks for that. Let me show y'all an image. So this is an image of JC. And y'all check this out, all right? Hope I can find it. Look at JC coming out of the water. Y'all look at this. JC coming out of the water. The water represents a deluge or a change in eras of time. Y'all see it? The more, that more is in the palm of JC's hand. Do y'all see that? Y'all see it? JC is giving the more to what appears to be a hybrid. Okay, y'all see it? The hybrid has in one hand a butterfly. Now, I may be mistaken, y'all, but that butterfly, that white butterfly, I think represents the ending by deluge of an era of time. And then do you see the letter? That's probably a bill. That's probably a contract. Okay, or a bill of attainder. I don't know, probably a sales receipt, something like that. But John, the Revelator, that looks like John. Yeah, that's John. This is a depiction from the book of Revelation. See, he looks like he's buying the more, right? And who's he buying them from? Jesus. Do y'all see it? Now, there's a lot of ways we could look at this, but right now I want to focus on the water. Look, JC's feet are in the water. Do y'all see it? And he's given the son whose eyes are closed. So he's civilly dead. He's asleep. Y'all see it? His head is where, y'all? In Aries. Aries the ram. Remember Ramesses? Ram Isis? Jesus. His mindset is in the solar religions and the solar zodiac. He's asleep. Civilly dead. Civiliter Mortuus. He has no rights that anybody has to respect. Okay, he's Goyim. Now, compare that image to, I hope I can find it. Compare that image to, let's see, where is it? Y'all know the image of Noble Drew Ali. He has the woman and he's carrying her out of the water. He has the woman in his arms, the Moabite woman in his arm, and I think it says carrying the worries of the world or something like that. And he's carrying. She's also unconscious. Ah, here it is. But this is not the one I want. Y'all see it? Compare and contrast this image. Let's rotate. Okay, y'all, this to me, that looks like the celestial ship of the north. Y'all see? It looks like a crescent moon, right? And the star. Do y'all see it? That's the celestial ship of the north. I'm going to show it to you. Now, look at the water. So there's a deluge, okay? Let's just look at it that way. He's carrying her out of the water. Oh, it doesn't say it, but y'all can see the cares or something like that. So what I'm wondering is if that represents the end of an era. So JC has the more civilly dead in his hands and the water. And then here's Noble Drew Ali. And this is the woman. Now, y'all, it says humanity, right? So is this woman symbolically, y'all, the great mother typhoon? Y'all tell me. Being brought back to the people, the circumpolar zodiac being brought back to the people. But he did this, what, 100 plus years ago? And the darkness and the Moors still have comprehended it not? I mean, I'm just saying. Just something to think about. Now take a look at this. Now I'm going to show you an image of the celestial ship of the north, okay? Do y'all see that? So let me show you another image of the celestial ship of the north. So is that woman the great mother typhoon that he's carrying back, bringing back that knowledge back to the people? Hold on, y'all. Well, it used to be I could just type in the title of the book and it would show. Now it's, hold on. Ah, here we are. Okay, do y'all see the crescent star? Or the crescent moon? What people tend to think is the crescent moon. Do y'all see it? Okay, now let's rotate it. There you have it. Look in the middle. Do y'all see the star? Okay. Everybody see that? Hold on. So let's go back and look at Noble Drew Ali again. That image of Noble Drew Ali carrying the woman out of the water. Now remember, those waters represent deluge, or a change in the era of time. This is the celestial ship of the north. Oops. Notice the star. Okay, you see the Ankh there too, but just notice the star, okay? So here it is again. Representing the circumpolar zodiac, representing the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, which is circle 7, clock of destiny, and natural law, don't steal. Don't harm anyone. Let's go back to Noble Drew Ali. Ah, here's an even better one. This one's in color. Do y'all see this one? Okay, now let's take a look. Do y'all see it? That's the celestial ship of the north. The symbology. If you can see it, so is this woman the great mother typhoon? And Noble Drew Ali is bringing the knowledge of the circumpolar zodiac, the knowledge of the great mother typhoon, circle 7, and the clock of destiny back to us, y'all. I'm not challenging any of the current interpretations of this image. I'm tracing it back to the circumpolar zodiac. Okay, that's all I'm doing. And so y'all see, he was carrying her out of the water. Y'all see that? So that's a change of era. So our people are no longer stuck in the solar religions, the solar zodiac, which are not the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. So representing a change of era. So compare this to that image of JC, to the image of JC with the Moor carrying the civilly dead, the sleeping Moor, the unconscious Moor in his hand, in the palm of his hand. You know what it means when you got somebody in the palm of your hand? Everybody knows what that means. Hold on, y'all. How about that? Is that better? See, he got 1 foot on the land and 1 foot coming out of the water, representing a change of time, deluge. I wish I had someone, some Moors here participating to add to what I'm saying, or to clarify, or even just to give their, to show, to talk about how they interpret these images. So again, here is the circumpolar, the celestial ship of the north. Y'all see it? Everybody see it? Okay. So right now, that's what I think. Noble Drew Ali is giving us back the knowledge of the Great Mother Typhoon, the original Zodiac that's hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, or even more years old. He's carrying the Great Mother Typhoon in his hand, in his arms. Of course, I'm tracing it back to the circumpolar zodiac, the original zodiac. So, and here's the other image. Oops. And here's the more in the solar zodiac projection and the solar religions. That's JC. Y'all see that? Coming back. Okay, the Moors are asleep now. Their mindset is in the solar religions and the solar zodiac. All right. So let me close it out with John chapter 1, verse 5 again. Amplified Bible. The light shines on in the darkness, and the darkness did not understand it, or overpower it, or appropriate it, or absorb it, and is unreceptive to it. Meaning you kill the Christ in skull place. Okay? If you reject it. Assalamu alaikum. Islam to all the Moors. Shalom.